Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Our lecture today is about the exercises or the activities of chapter 1, The Youngster Behind YouTube. Okay, I try to answer all these questions for you. The first page is copied again here with the I have do the answer, or I have written the answer for you. So here you have the answer for question number 1, or for the activity number 1, and here we have for each item below fall in the correct article, identifying the author purpose. What's the author purpose? Second, scanning for details. Okay, Chen and Harley. 3, also scanning for details. Steve Chen is what, an engineer or a student artist, a teacher. Scanning for details, and scanning for details also. Here we have information about the events in the text that we have read. Okay, and here also we continue with the answers for exercise number 1, and in B we have vocabulary, and here underline these words in the reading passage on page 3 to 5, then match. So here we have I have done only the matching for you. So user-oriented, what's the meaning of user-oriented, or what is the definition of this term? So it is designed with users' need in mind. And what is the meaning, or what is the definition of bandwidth, of startup, of e-commerce, viral and sustainable? Okay, so I want you to first read, understand and memorize these 6 terms and their definition. They are important. Okay, here so we will move to the following page. Building vocabulary. Understanding compound nouns. Compound nouns are nouns that are made up of 2 or more words. Most compound nouns consist of a noun plus a noun, or an adjective plus a noun. Compound noun can be open, 2 or more separable words, close 2 words together, or hyphenated. So here we are talking about the compound noun, الأسماء المركبة, and they can be noun plus noun, or adjective plus noun, صفة زائد اسم أو اسم plus. Okay, and we have 3 types of compound noun. We have the separated 2 words, and we have the closed 2 words together. For example, here we have website. Website is 1 word. Okay, so it's website, but here noun plus noun, and they are closed compound noun. It's a closed compound noun. While here we have video blog. It's also a compound noun, but it is separated, or separate words. And we have brother-in-law, hyphenated. Okay, the hyphen between brother, in and law. So here we have 3 words, and they are making this term, okay, hyphenated, and making the term brother-in-law. Okay, so here we are talking about the compound noun, and they can be noun plus noun, or noun plus adjective, or adjective plus noun, and they appear in three types. Okay, separate words, closed 2 words together. Okay, 2 words together, closed, and hyphenated. The first word in compound noun usually modifies. The first word modifies the second noun. The first word, or the first adjective, or the first noun modify the second one. For example, in the compound noun video blog, the word video identifies the type of blog. Okay, when we say, for example, video blog, so it's only videos in this blog. That means it's interested or it's publish videos. So video modify the type of the blog. As a compound noun, as a compound word becomes more common, it often changes and simplifies. Okay, because they became common and used on everyday communication or everyday interaction. The people use it, so it's changed or modifies. For example, electronic mail become email. Okay, and the same thing we can say, for example, electronic commerce became e-commerce. The open compound noun weblog become the closed weblog, and then was shortened into a single noun blog. Okay, so at the beginning it was weblog became the closed weblog, and then it's shortened to blog. Okay, and here we have to check the spelling, and you have to use a current or new dictionary to check the spelling of the some compound nouns. Here in this exercise, find and circle these compound nouns in the article. So these compound nouns are used, or we can find them in the article that we have read, The Youngster Behind YouTube. So you are required to circle them, and here I want you to answer these 5 questions, to fill in these 5 blank, okay, with any of these that you see suitable to be used in these sentences or in these statements. Okay, and I have already answered this for you. I just want you to understand, to read the sentences and to understand. Okay, here about the this exercise is about the other ideas. Okay, so analyzing the reading, what are the 5 main ideas of the reader? So I try to also to mark these main ideas of the writer for you, and I also want you to check, maybe you find another important ideas here in this article. Okay, and here in this read the article, we have a new article, and here we have to underline the author's main idea. So you are required to underline the idea of the writer, and he is here in this article talking about dot bomb, their recipes for failure. Okay, so here in the previous article we have talked about YouTube success, about a story of success, and here this article talking about failure. Okay, so we are all heard the incredible .com success stories about internet startup that become billion-dollar companies almost overnight. Companies like eBay, PayPal, YouTube, and Google turned a lucky few into instant millionaire. But what about the so-called bomb? The companies that didn't make it, who were they and what did they do wrong? Okay, so here in this part, the first idea of the writer, we can say, for example, here that there's companies like eBay, PayPal, YouTube, and Google became a very famous, a very rich companies. Okay, and he asked a question: what about the so-called .bomb, the company that appear, okay, and they vanish quickly, okay, تظهر وتختفي فجأة أو تفشل. the companies that don't make it, they don't succeed. Okay, so here and another question: who were they? من هم هذه these companies, and what did they do wrong? What is the wrong they do? Therefore, they failed or they could not succeed and become famous and successful companies. So here we have, for example, Webvan. Webvan.com was an online grocery store that was founded in the late 90s and went bankrupt in 2001. Bankrupt, iflas, okay? So started in 1995, in 90s, late 90s, okay? That means maybe 89 or 99, okay? And went bankrupt, iflasat, in 2001. On Webvan.com, a user could order groceries and have them delivered whenever they wanted. Okay, so this is the story. Sound like a great idea. Great idea, right? So why did it fail like some of its fellow internet failure? Webvan.com moved much too fast. With a year and a half, webcam was available in 8 cities. So it started well, and it started fast, and it started in 8 cities, but it's tried to grow up and to move to another cities, but it's failed, okay, and spent so much money on building warehouses and supplies before it had become profitable. Okay, so it's this company thought about building new warehouses and supplies, okay, but they didn't get enough profits, enough money to grow up and to continue. So it's this company failed and didn't succeed to become a successful company like YouTube. Another mistake, this is another idea. So this is the second idea. The first one, companies like eBay. The second idea, another mistake shared by some .com is spending too much money on advertising and losing sight of the company real goal. So they spend money on advertising, but they didn't think about the real goal of the company, how they serve their customers, how they satisfy their customers' need. So this is another type, and here we have, for example, the company Bets.com focused on a great deal of the energy and funding commercial featuring lovable sack pepper. The puppet became extremely popular with customers, and the company spent millions of dollars on advertising. So this is the reason that they spend thousands or billions on advertising, but they didn't satisfy their customers' needs, so they failed also. The downfall of some other, this is the third idea of the writer. So the downfall of some other .com was focusing on cutting edge technology more than user needs. This is maybe the same new idea, but the same reason that this company failed also, because they thought to use technology, but they didn't think about their customer. They didn't have or they need strong internet, required a lot of bandwidth, okay, to be able to navigate, to be able to use the internet to reach their goods on the internet. So it's also failed. So in this short article, here we have 3 important ideas of the writer, and always give the idea and then give an example, an idea, a new idea, another example, and a third idea and another example, why these companies failed to succeed in their work, like YouTube, which is a very successful and growing website or a startup company. You are required to compare the information from this article with the article on page 35. So you have to compare between this article and the article that we have read on Youngster Behind YouTube, to find how these two guys succeeded in establishing and creating YouTube, and why these companies failed. So just think about the differences on between these two articles, or what is the good there and what is bad in this in the experience of these companies. Okay, so this is our lecture for today. I hope that it's easy and you can read and memorize the words or the compound noun and to understand this article. It's also important. And also you have a homework I will upload on the classroom. So I want you to answer and to send your answer on the task. So thank you.